I'm Krystle. I've loved dolls my whole life. I collect everything from porcelain to cloth, American Girl, neonates, and real care dolls. But my favorite is to collect and make Reborn dolls. There's Chloe, Grace, Jeremy, Maya, Yuki, Savannah, Zoe, Haley, Landon, Maisie, and Joshua. It isn't easy keeping up with my collection, but it sure is a lot of fun. Hey guys, so I'm here for a different type of Reborn video today. I'm going to be doing a little head surgery on Joshua here, and the reason is that over time I think some of his stuffing has settled and it's made his head really super floppy. So it's hard for me to get him to sit up straight. Like he'll sit like that but even just the slightest move and boom. And I really like, because he looks like a little bit of an older baby, I like it if he can sit up with little help. So I want to add some more stuffing into his chest area and neck area. And then I think I'm also going to reposition the weighting in his head. I don't know exactly where it's positioned right now, but I'm going to see if I can like make it more centered in the head, so he won't want to fly forward and backwards. Also his neck, it turns super easy, and so like sometimes when I'm trying to change him, his head will literally just start moving to the side on its own. So he does have a neck ring, which means that I could probably, when I put his head back on, I'll just adjust it a little bit tighter and it should still be able to move. So I think what I'm going to do is start by taking off his onesie so it's not in the way. And so we'll get his onesie taken off, and I'm going to show you guys how I do this quick little repair. I've been putting this off and I don't know why, because it's such an easy thing to do. And it really probably won't take me long at all. So, all right, so we're gonna start by cutting his head off. Warning, warning, baby is about to be decapitated. If you are not comfortable watching this, you might not want to watch the rest of this video, or fast forward to the end when his head is back on. But if you are interested in how you can do these small repairs, it's so easy, and I figure I'll do like a little video how-to type thing. Okay, so we're gonna face him in this direction. As you can see, like, yeah, I need to put some extra stuffing up top first and foremost. So what you want to do, you'll need some type of scissors. You want to move the cable tie to where it's exposed. Hopefully you guys can see. Maybe I can zoom in so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'll try to keep him in view. So you want to be able to get your scissors, and you got to be very careful not to nick the vinyl at all. So you're going to go in and swoop it away from the body. And whoops, and I just nicked my nail. I just scraped off some of my own nail. That's why you want to be careful that you're not going to hit the vinyl. Okay, so then you just snap it. Oh, and I didn't follow I did accidentally do a little nick on the back of his neck, but it's not really super noticeable. Just be careful, because when you do cut it, sometimes your scissors will like go up. Pull out the old cable tie, because you're not going to need it. You're going to be inserting a new one. And so now I'm going to turn him back around to face me. Okay. So there that is. Headless baby. You want some poly fiber stuffing. This is polyester stuffing. that I got a huge bag of from Walmart. And you're just gonna take a little bit right here and just get stuffing it in. Now, I guess what I'll do is push the stuffing that's already in down, and then we're gonna add some more up top just to give some extra stability in the neck. And he doesn't need a whole lot of extra because I don't want him to be too stiff, but I do want him to not be so floppy either. So it's just a fine line of that balance. So I think I'm going to stop there. I can always carefully, I'll show you when I go to attach his head, how you can like carefully make adjustments before you 100% secure the head. Okay, so for now the body's good. So now we're looking at his head, and I'm going to pull out the stuffing from there. And I just want to see if, like, I'm not really sure if his weight, I think his weight bag might be towards the back of the head. It's very possible that it's shifted over time. That sometimes does happen. So I'm just going ahead and let me just back this up a little. So we have a little, yeah. So I'm just going to pull the stuffing out and try to find where the weight bag is. His head is quite heavy. I may even choose to take some weighting out of the head just to help it not be so like, obviously I want it to be somewhat flexible and floppy, but not to the point where I have trouble getting him to stay in a seated up position. Okay, so I see the weight bag in there. Okay, so let me just see. I'm gonna take the weight bag out and kind of get an idea of how much is in there and whether I may want to remove some. All right, guys, so I've got the weight bag out. It's got a little bit of polyfill on it. I'm just gonna put that back with other polyfill. So this honestly is, I would say I usually put a little less weight than this in my heads, but it's very close to what I would put. But I think I am going to go ahead and take some of it out. So we're just going to try to, it's a tight knot, a very tight knot. Okay, I'm going to try and get this knot open and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm going to go ahead and empty some of this back. Now this isn't the exact same kind of glass beads that I use. Mine are a little, not quite as fine, but it's okay if a little bit of this mixes in with mine. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna take not too much out. I'm just gonna take a little bit out. Oh wait, oh, she's got it double bagged, so hold on. I gotta roll this like this. And we have another knot. Okay, so I'm finally ready to take some of the weight out. I'm not gonna take too much. I think I'm just gonna start by taking this amount. Okay, let's have a look. I might take a little bit, just a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. That's about as much as I usually would put in, I think. Yeah, I think that's good. like I said, hers wasn't that much more than what I put in, but I'm just thinking like in terms of like stabilizing his head, maybe less. Now I'm wondering if I took out too much. If I took out too much weight. I might put a wee bit back in. I've got a funnel and I've got a little scooper here, and I'm just going to put a little bit back in. Just a tiny bit. Very small amount. And then when I tie that off, it's going to be about that. That looks about like what I usually would put in, I think. Because I don't like the head to be like super duper heavy. You just want enough to make it a little bit, like to add some balance. I might put a little bit more. I think I took a little too much out there at the end. I didn't mean to take that much out. So just little tiny scoops here. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think we're good. So I'm going to tie this off. Here. I'm going to tie that off. And then I'm going to do exactly what she did, because I always do that too. Because the glass beads are very fine. So you want to get in there and you want to, let's see, I'm going to put this on a harder surface so I can get in there. So you want to double it in there, tie that off, and then double it over again. And I think that's probably fine. We can tie that off like that. And then just do I don't usually flip this end over, but we can do it just like she did. Flip that part like that. And there we go. It's ready to put back in. Okay, so I'm ready to put the head back on. He already has stuffing at the top of his head, which is great because that's what I like to do. I've also placed some towards the front of his face because I like to have polyfill on each side of the bag. And I'm going to place the bag in now and try to get it into the center of the head. I hope I didn't add too much weight back in. It does seem like a lot. But I know sometimes I always tend to think that, and then once I get it in, it's fine. So I'm going to hold him like this, upside down, so that the bag is centered. And I'm going to start to put polyfill all around it. So towards the, I'm going to put some towards the back of his head. And I'm going to put some towards the front of the head, like where near his face. So we're going to make sure that we get it kind of evenly around it. Now I'm going to go at the side of the head, right here at the side. And my ring is in the way. I'm going to take that off. It's getting caught. And then I'm going to take some and I'm going to put some on the other side to try and keep that weight bag in the center of the head, because that's where I like to put my weight, especially if you want the baby to be able to sit up. So now that feels pretty good. It doesn't feel quite as heavy as it did, so obviously I did take enough weight out to my liking. So now the weight bag should pretty much be in the middle, but I'm going to keep basically putting stuffing around. So I'm going to put some more into the back part of the head. Hi buddy, can you move please? Thank you. We're going to put some more at the front just basically all around so that we can keep that weighting centralized. And just keep basically going around and around until you've got all the stuffing back in there, which is great. I think we're getting it. We've got lots of stuffing at the back of the head, so now I'm gonna go around, and we may not even need to put all the stuffing back in. You just kind of feel it out as you go. So yeah, just placing it all around. Make sure we've filled in all the spaces. And I don't see that weight bag anymore. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just stuff right in there. And yeah, we can probably put it all back in. Just get it all in there. And there we go. So his head should be all ready to be put back on. Hopefully it won't be too tottery now. It seems pretty balanced when I set him down. So now comes the part of putting his head back on. And he just kicked his own head over. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. Okay. Only in reborning, guys. Only in reborning, I'm telling you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get, I think he might still need a little bit more in the chest area. I'm just going to stick that in there. Okay, so now, oh, and he's got some stuffing coming out here. I'm just going to pull that out. There we go. Okay, so now what you're going to do is take your cable tie, and you want to feel for the part that's like got ridges, and the ridges need to go inwards this way. So the ridge part faces the inside. The silk or slick part goes on the outside. So you're going to feed it through. And it's going to come out here. Okay, so then what you're going to do, you put this piece through here, and then you pull it. Now, don't pull it all the way yet, because we're going to sort of do a test here. So we're just going to pull it enough that we can fit his head on there to where we can test, and we don't want to, we can pull it a little tighter. We can do that, but you don't want to pull it so much that you can't remove the head if you need to. So this is like to test it out, basically. So we just want to see how he's going to sit up, and we want to be able to remove his head if we need to. So let's turn him around, get him in a good seated position, and he's still going forward, guys. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what. Now it could just be because his head hasn't been put on tight. Well, his head doesn't seem to want to fall backwards, but it wants to go. Oh, okay. I think I just need to tighten his head a little bit more so that I can test it properly. He might need, I think I might need to disperse the stuffing in here differently. I think he's got a little too much. I don't want him to look like he's got boobs in the chest area. I just wanted to give some stability. So let's try that. And I'm wondering if maybe the weight bag went more towards the front on me. Because, I don't know though. I thought I had it pretty well centered. I'm gonna put some more stuffing up to the front there. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Oh gosh, it is so hot in here, and I can't put the fan on right now while I'm making a video because then it's going to interfere with my audio. So I have a feeling the weight bag went kind of towards the front. I might have to readjust that. 1 second, guys. Okay guys, so I repositioned the weight bag, and now he seems to be, and I also decided to push some of the stuffing down a little further, like just below the chest area, to give him a little more stability there, and it seems to be working really well. His head is not, like, it's still floppy, but it's not like really floppy. He's got some really great stability in there in his body now. So I think we got it. I think so. So I think I'm ready to tighten the cable ties so that we can be finished. So yes, let's do that. So basically I'm going to try to zoom in for you guys. So I don't know how well this is going to come in, but you basically want to keep on tightening, but of course I want it to be a little bit tighter so his head's not wanting to like turn all over the place on me. Now when you've got if you have the whatchamacallit, the neck rings, you can go tighter on the cable tie. It'll still turn really well. If you don't have a neck ring, I suggest putting air dry gloss in the crevices, letting it dry really well, and then you don't tighten the cable tie quite as tight, and it will help it turn. Now this seems to be quite good, but not like as loose as before, but I might try to go just a wee bit tighter, because sometimes the cable ties, not the cable tie itself, but the opening of the neck sometimes over time will stretch a little bit and it might loosen up. So can go a little bit tighter, and as you can see, the head is still able to turn, but it's not, and it's turning very easily, but it's not like where it's, I don't think it's gonna like turn on its own anymore. I'll have to do it myself, but it's a lot more secure. So I'm quite happy with that. I could probably go even a stitch tighter just for security, and it'll still turn really well. So I think that's a lot better than it was. Then what you need is these are nail cutters or nail clippers, but I bought these specifically, I think I bought these from McPherson's, and they're like sideways cutters, so it's actually perfect for cutting the cable ties. So you want to go, hopefully you can see that, you want to go right up close to that bead that the cable tie has gone through, and you're going to cut it as close as you can to it so you don't get any sharp edges. And then you want to tuck it into the hole of the cloth body so you don't see it, and voila, it's done. So now I can get his onesie back on and we'll see how he does. I think that looks a lot better already. It looks a lot more stable. Let's see. I've been, yeah, it's such a easy fix. And so yeah, like it's a very easy thing to do. Even if you aren't a Reborn artist and you're just a collector, it's always good to have like cable ties, ultra thin cable ties, and polyfill on hand, as well as like some glass beads. And then that way, if your doll, if you need to take weight out of them, or you want to add weight to them, or you need to add stuffing to them, any kind of adjustments, you can easily do it. Even if you aren't an artist, it's really easy to do. And then your baby's all set, and he should hopefully sit up now a lot better. Perfect. He's not falling forward, he's not falling backwards. Well, he's got the pillow supporting his back, but let's see without the pillow. So I'll put his legs into position for sitting. His head wants to go just a tiny bit forward, but not to the point that it was before. And I can still kind of position it up. Sometimes you have to get the legs just right too, to get them to sit. There. Looks good. And his head's not, and when I was changing or putting his onesie on, his head wasn't starting to like turn to the side or anything. It still turns really easily, but I don't think it's gonna go by itself when I'm trying to change him, which was always a problem. Yeah, and see, like just that little pull I did on his onesie before his fix, if I had just done a little tug on the onesie like that, he would have either like fallen backwards or fallen forwards. And now he's not. So that right there is like a testament to how, yeah. See, I can move him just in the slightest and he's not like falling forward or backward, which was the goal. So yay, it was a success and he's looking good. He's a lot more stable. Yeah. So there you have it. That's how to do a quick little fix on your Reborn doll. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and let's move him this way so you guys can see his face. There he is. Alright guys, well thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope that you found it informative. And yeah, just go out and purchase, you can get it at Walmart, polyfiber fill. The ultra slim cable ties, you can get them from like Bountiful Baby or McPherson's, and these are really handy. I got these from McPherson's, I believe, or maybe Bountiful Baby, I don't know, maybe they both have it. Or you can just use regular nail clippers. And glass beads you can find on pretty much any Reborn doll supply website. And I definitely suggest you all have those on hand for quick touch-ups and repairs of your babies. All right, thanks guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.